What's up, traders? It's John CC. It's Monday. Welcome to another week of trading, and welcome to the sixth episode of The Open, a weekly series hosted by me every Monday for the weekly Open, where we break down and discuss technical analysis of Bitcoin and what we can expect for the coming week. This week on The Open, we'll do a quick episode. We'll take a deep analysis into the BTC on the 4-hour chart, go over the current count, we'll do some PA stuff, go over the EMAs. Then we'll look at the different scenarios that I'm looking at for the coming week, what we can expect for the bearish and bullish outcomes. We'll take a look into the algos that I'm running, which are both currently long for BTC and ETH. And lastly, we will take a deep dive into ETH. So the weekly chart has not changed at all. As I mentioned on last week's episode of The Open, it looks like we are still in our wave 4 correction. We are currently finished an extended wave 3, and we are about to finish the wave 4. From what we had drawn out last week, we have a trend line forming, which has pretty much hit fairly well every single time on this top here. So it looks like we have some sort of triangle. So jumping real quick onto Twitter, I shared this chart with you guys last Thursday or so. And it looks to me like we are forming this triangle for our wave 4. We had just completed our fake out here at around 11,700. So this was not an impulse up. This ended up being a correction down. So we had the triangle breaking down to the downside as some sort of WXY. Currently, this is my primary bias. I do believe that we are going to come up and hit top of the trend line once again, and then work our way down to make the E. So what I want to see here for this triangle forming is decreasing volume. So I haven't really seen volume decreasing too much. I've actually seen it increasing when we look at this Twitter chart. But if you look right now at what has been playing out, volume it has been overall decreasing. Especially after we completed the C wave, if this is a C wave, guys, mind you that this is only a possible scenario, not an absolute. So if the C leg is being completed, we do have a decrease in volume, which looks like characteristic of a triangle. So over the weekend and into the open this morning, we ended up breaking through this order block resistance right here. So this is a pretty bullish sign in terms of a short-term relief. I'm looking at wave trend right now. Wave trend looks pretty good. We are definitely bullish. We had the green dot given, I believe, yesterday from the daily open on Sunday, and we are trending up. So we just broke this order block resistance. At this point, I think that what we can expect is some sort of retest into the block here before making our way up. So if this is the correct count, I do expect us to make our way up. I'll be looking primarily on PA and wave trend, what wave trend is doing at the current moment to see whether or not we break up, and still possibility that we break down, which I'll go over in later counts later in this video. But pretty much, this is a chart that I posted on Twitter. It looks like we're doing exactly what I predicted. We had broken out of this order block, and I think that we're going to retest it quite soon because it looks like on lower time frames, we are pretty overbought. RSI is at 74, 75, but this could end up making a flag, and we could flag like this while the bands come up, contract, and we'll have a breakout probably sometime at the end of today if we make our way up. So going over the count right now, let's sort of digest what we experienced so far in the past month since the middle of July. In July, we had what looked to be a 3-3-5 flat. And so this was a 3-wave move, this was a 3-wave move, 1, 2, 3, and this was a 5-wave terminal impulse move, which completed our overall 3-3-5, a 3-wave move in total to make our A wave. This ended up being a 5 waves move up, some sort of complex WXY down for a B wave as a 5-3-5 zigzag to form our B wave. After we had our B wave, this was where I was thinking that we could possibly go up on continuation. I was pretty bullish. I thought that this was a wave 4 correction, some sort of triangle with an A, B, C, D, E break it to the upside. But once we hit the E here and we didn't break up, I was starting to suspect that maybe it could be a fake out, a triangle in the other direction. So that's exactly what happened here. And the reason why we have to count this as a W is because this is a three-wave move. So if this is a three-wave move and this is a triangle that precedes it right after, this cannot be an A move and this cannot be a B wave move, because in a 3-3 move, the next move has to be a 5 as an ABC 3-3-5. If you have a triangle after a three-wave move, it's not valid. That is not the correct way of counting this. So you have to count this as a complex, as a W X wave triangle, and then a complex Y wave move down as a zigzag. So if we were to count this Y wave move down, at the end of the E here for this triangle, this would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this would be our A wave here. This is a 1, 2, 3 B wave. And this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, questionable here, not sure, would be our C wave. So I wasn't quite sure what this was, because I in my opinion, I thought this was a three-wave move, 1, 2, 3. But you could technically fit a 4 in here if you zoom into the lower time frames. It's really, really hard to tell at this moment. I'm not going to fret too much upon it, because at the current moment, we are seriously respecting this triangle. We're hitting every time on this trend line on the bottom here, minus these wicks. But if you look at the body of all these candles, we are respecting this trend line very, very well. We also have the respect of the top trend line as well, from here, here, and here. So in my opinion, this does look like a triangle to me. So to dissect the current move that we're in right now, it looks like what we had here is exactly what we were repeating here. So if we zoom in a little bit, this looks like a 1, 2, 3 wave move. And this looks like a B, C, D, E, another triangle. So this looks exactly like what we had here, except it was a fake out in the other direction. So we had two sort of fakes outs. So we can count this exactly the same way as a W, X, and then Y, what we can sort of expect for as a Y. So at the current moment, it looks like to me that we are just mirroring exactly what had happened when we dropped from about the 11,700 mark up to here. If you look at PA, we broke this order block as a resistance, and in my opinion, it looks like we are pretty overbought on shorter time frames. So I expect, like I said, a retest of this block. Let's see if we get the SR flip. And my bias has us coming up for another wave up to probably hit the top of this trend line, approximately 11,500. So if this triangle ends up being the triangle that I'm expecting, what we can expect is, once we have completed our WXY, we'll have an E wave move here, could terminate early, and it could again hit this block, which could be an SR flip. So this will go from red to green, or we could come down and retest the bottom of this trend line, not sure yet. Obviously, if we hit the top of this block and we go up, it's going to be a lot more bullish, and we have a lot more. So immediately in the short term, it looks like this is a 1, 2, 3 three-wave move for the W. This is your A, B, C, D, E wave from the triangle. So if this is the X triangle, we are now in what I believe to be the Y. And if this is the Y leg, what we can expect is this to be an A. We get some correction for the B and another move up for the C. So I'm not so sure if this A is finished yet. We could just be in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The A finishes here, then correct for the B, and then up for the C. So in the immediate short term, I do believe that buying is kind of going to slow down a little bit. If you're not in a position, I do not recommend jumping into one. Let the dust settle. Wait for whatever this correction to kind of finish and complete is. Wait for lower time frames to reset, and basically overall let the bullish market structure pick itself back up. But in the immediate short term, we have broken this order block. Taking a look at the EMAs on the 4-hour, we are at what I like to call an EMA cluster. So this is going to be a resistance right here because we are under the 50, we're above the 200, and this is where the EMAs are kind of twisting and turning, waiting for potential cross. But as you can see from the overall PA, since our local top at around 14,000, the EMAs have been twisting and turning, kind of contracting, and this is really, to my eyes, indicative of price action consolidating for a potential move. If we take a bigger look out, we do see that volume has been decreasing, overall from the top. It's been going through some ups and downs, some peaks and troughs, but overall it is decreasing. And what I would like to see for the remainder of this triangle, if this triangle is going to come to fruition, is volume overall stagnating, price not moving so much. These EMAs are going to contract a little bit more, get a little bit tighter. As you can see here, the EMAs are pretty wide, but here they're getting really tight. They get tighter every time price starts to consolidate. And so again, this is why I do believe that we are going to come up and make this triangle. Let's take a look at the other scenarios that could possibly thwart this potential wave 4 triangle. There are some other scenarios that could be coming up. This could be a triangle with this X wave instead of this being a B wave. This could be an X wave. And what we're forming now is a smaller triangle for the wave Y. This could also happen. This is also a very bullish scenario. So we would have a wave here coming up for the B. If we do have this scenario, this triangle playing out instead of the primary triangle that I pointed out before, what we can expect is for this top trend line not to be respected. So if this is a smaller triangle, what we could have is instead maybe a sharper move. So instead of us hitting the top of this trend line, we could hit the top of this trend line and we could contract a little bit more in a more confined space. So this scenario is also bullish. It's a matter of whether or not we're going to get a deeper or a longer correction. Again, look for the volume to decrease over time. But this is also a similar scenario with our WXY as a triangle making our way up. This could actually be a better scenario for future price action because we have more time to consolidate in a tighter range, meaning more buys could happen, more shorts could build up, and then eventually when we have the breakout to the upside, shorts will get liquidated. Now, this is the bearish scenario. What we can expect if the triangle is not going to break to the upside is that we are in a W and still ongoing X wave. So from this chart, this would be our W, this would be our A, B, we come up for the C, D, E, and then we break down. So this would be our X wave, and then we come down for a Y wave, we finish our CME gap. I'm not sure at the moment, guys. It's always important to play all the scenarios, have them in your mind to see what you can expect. Pretty much, I'm going to be relying on PA, whether or not we are breaking EMAs, whether or not momentum is being tapped, whether or not volume is decreasing. Overall, kind of play by the feel of the market. I'm not sure yet. I can't really forecast too much into the future right now. But these are the three scenarios that I'm looking at, and these are the primary scenarios that I will be following for market structure. As we start to consolidate in this range, guys, as we start to consolidate in this triangle, things are going to get a lot trickier. You're going to see less price movement and maybe movements to the upside or downside that are going to be quickly reversed as we are consolidating. So I recommend that everyone be extremely careful while playing this range and just sort of let the price action develop and then look for a signal where you think that all your edges are lining up and you will get a decent move to the upside. So moving on, we'll go and take a look into the algos that I've been using, which are long for both BTC and ETH. Here's a chart that I shared with my Discord friends last night. I predicted that we'd have this triangle breaking up to the upside. And take a look at the algo. Yep, that's exactly what happened. We had broken to the upside. The algo has been giving us a long signal around 10,400. We eventually broke up. So I think that there's more upside coming. The algo will flip short once this pink line, which is the soft stop loss, comes up and the price action breaches a line. But currently we are sitting well above the pink line. So I think that we'll come up kind of like this. And I think at the current moment, price still looks pretty bullish. I'm predicting that we will consolidate here before making our way up, probably get stopped out at this resistance. That should be our, yeah, should be our triangle line here. So somewhere around this area. Take a look at ETH. ETH went long yesterday at about 190. So ETH looks pretty good. The algo has been pretty damn good historically from, let's take a look. See, this signal was good. This signal was good. This signal was good. This signal was definitely good. Signal was good. Yeah, so the algo has been pretty much perfect since June. I'm not quite sure where we are for ETH. So let's take a look into ETH, because I think that if we're going to want an alt season, if we're going to see alts increasing in price, ETH has to be the one that drives the value up. So the algo is long, but I'm not so convinced based on our EW count. So let's take a look at ETH. So I pretty much haven't been updating my ETH count in quite a while. The last time I updated it, I believe that we were in some sort of crazy extension. It looks to me like the downside is not finished yet. I have to be honest, and I think that we are going to see more downside. So this was a support. It ended up becoming a resistance once we had breached it, but it looks to me like, yeah, we ended up breaching it, but we're climbing right out of it. So based on the count alone, I do believe that we are not finished, because this has to be an ABC 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, three-wave move, and this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is some sort of W wave. That's what I'm thinking. I thought initially that this could have just been an ABC and just finished as yeah, no, this is definitely three-wave move, so it couldn't be a zigzag. So yeah, this has to be a W. This looks like an A, B, C for an X. And what we have right now is 1, 2, 3, A. So this could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we end up coming up here, I would say to this body of this wick, this will invalidate this as a 5-wave move down. So instead we could get a 1, 2, 3, and this could be a B, C up like this. So this could be a flat move like this. And we could finish our Y here as a 3, 3, 5 flat. So in order for this to be valid, and in order for us to, I guess, come up for our wave 3 here, and this is some sort of extension, crazy extension, and yeah, if we want to pretty much see ETH go ballistic, there are some validation points that we have to consider. So if this is our WXY as a wave 4, we can't breach into the wave 1. So our wave 1 of this move is here. So this would be our invalidation point. If we go any point lower than here, this count is absolutely wrong. So we must hold up around this, I guess, 160 mark or so. But the algo is currently long. I will not go against the algo as it's been perfect since June. This could be just a quick long, so that means that it could be a scalp or day trade up to here, and then we could reverse, as this could be a flat. So we maybe come up to like 230, and then we come back down to 180. I'm not so sure yet, guys. It's a work in progress. I guess I just have to play it as things go on. But at the current short-term moment, I think the market looks pretty bullish. I think that Bitcoin is going to be forming this triangle that I've been talking about quite a while now. If we consolidate in this range, eventually we should get a breakout. I'm not 100% confident in this ETH count, but I mean, like, just taking a look at this volume, where no one wants to buy ETH on BitMEX for sure. And I really don't know what's going on with ETH. I mean, are they still in? Are they going to switch over to staking anytime soon? I know they're releasing plans for ETH 2.0, But where's the utility for ETH? I'm not so sure yet, guys. So the algos are currently telling me to be long for both ETH and Bitcoin. I do believe that we are still consolidating in a range. My primary is the fact that we are in this triangle. Daily just broke 50 EMA. That's a good sign. I think we're going to hit some resistance here at the 20 MA, which is also the medial Bollinger Band line. We should probably do a little consolidation and break the upside. My target is conservatively around 11,200 if we end up breaking up. And then I think that we will come down for this triangle. And hopefully, guys, by September, we should be in another bull market to complete our wave 5 move. So all in all, guys, not sure yet. Stay tuned with me and we can work this out together. That's all from me for this week of the Open. I wish you guys a great trading week. Stay safe and always remember, let the profits come to you.